Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Oh my God, everybody. Hey. How are you doing? How you doing? Hopefully, everyone is doing A-okay. And you are all just peachy, just keen, just fine. Well, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for the talent of the now defunct VShojo, of the now closed, failed, and money-burning VShojo, maybe for them things will be a little better off now, because VShojo, Gunrun, has decided today that they were going to, was going to release a statement, and it's a gem. I can tell you that. It is certainly a gem. But yeah, but before we get that far, hey, we are sitting at 551 subscribers. Currently, we're way away from our goal of 1,000, but we can get there, and we will slowly get there. Just do me the giant favor. What am I doing? Of hitting those like and subscribe buttons on the YouTube, hitting the follows buttons on both the Kick and the Twitch, because yes, we're on Twitch. Not really sure why, but you know, it could be worse, right? I mean, it's not working now. Let's up those numbers! As I look forever to find my let's up those numbers on here from the Ludwig, huh? All right, so yesterday, or actually last night while I was at work, because I sleep during the day and I miss so much and I wake up to so much. But last night while I was at work, I went on Grok and I went, hey, give me the simplistic breakdown of the quote-unquote VShojo drama, okay? And I'm going to pop up what Grok said here to me. Because I didn't realize how many VTubers had left. I hadn't really quite understood exactly how many people had left VShojo like that. And it would probably help if I had things moved around so people could see shit. But you know what? Screw it. This wouldn't be a normal critical catastrophe stream or video if everything was prepared perfectly nice and pretty. Okay? Alright, so just a little bit of a breakdown. So who left and all that? Well, they're all gone now because VShojo's fucking dead in the water. But still, I want to kind of get a general overview of what has happened so far, okay? So first you have Mouse coming out, Iron Mouse coming out, and saying that they hadn't paid over $500,000 in donations to the IDF, or the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I really should think about changing that name. Or maybe you can call the Irish and have them change their name. I don't know. And that they had also owed her a substantial amount of money. Okay? Then you have Kason leaving. She terminated her contract live on stream after discussing issues with CEO of VShojo's Japanese branch. She also insinuated that they owed her quite a bit of money, ranging all the way back to September of 2024. That she hadn't been paid since September of 2024. I don't know about you, but I could not have my job not pay me for almost a year. There would be absolutely no way I could do that, okay? And then he got Project Melody. I had to. Who announced her departure on social media. And yes, she was a founding early member, but I'm assuming that she also hadn't been paid. She just kind of said, fuck it, I'm out of here, taking a small hiatus, which is good for her. Keep the mental health going, ladies. Amelie also left, stating the same things. Michi left, saying that VShojo owed her a good amount of unpaid funds. So, was she also not paid since September? Kuro left, stating he was already going to be leaving. This just pushed it forward a little bit. Oh, so many people. Everybody left. They all went bye-bye. Even the Japanese branch people, talent, started walking out the door. Okay, everybody was done and gone. So some reasons why everybody left. Non-payment of talents. Multiple VTubers, including Kason, Michi Mochibi, and Iron Mouse, confirmed VShojo owed them substantial unpaid earnings, which is probably going to amount in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. These girls bring in money. They make a lot of money and they earn it. They're streaming a lot. They earn the money they get. And what happens? The company they trust to help them manage that money fucks them over. Mismanagement of charity funds, and that's a big one, I think, for Mouse. Iron Mouse has claimed that VShojo failed to disperse over $500,000 to the IDF. Was definitely a major contention, described as charity fraud, because it is charity fraud, and we're going to see that in black and white when we get to the statement that Gunrun put out today, okay? Systematic breakdown. Posts on X and web reports suggest VShojo's financial troubles. Yeah, they've been in financial troubles for a while. Obviously, if they haven't been paying the girls, they've definitely been in some kind of financial trouble. There's no way that you can go, oh, well, I'm not gonna pay my contractors because they're listed as contractors, which is a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit for these talent agencies. Excuse me. To list these girls as contractors. They list these girls as contractors because if they're quote-unquote employees, then legally they have to pay them no matter what. But as contractors, well, if something happens to the company, well, sorry girls, you're fucked. And not in the fun way. Okay, so some prior warning signs, early departures from Matarakon, Centrea, Giga, Motendu. I've never heard of Motendu, and Panini. Yeah, they all were like leaving, and Silvader citing financial issues in 2023. So yeah, indicating a long history of financial problems for VShojo. So let's jump in, boom, to the statement here. I'm gonna zoom in here a little bit so you can see with me. There we go. Boom. Oh, I suppose I should move that over so you can see, huh? How's that? You can see that? Okay, you can see that. Alright, so from VShojo's, well, I guess ex-presidente? Because there ain't nothing there now. I should believe in my voice. Okay, VShojo has failed. Oh, no, I won't do that. Alright, VShojo has failed, and I've mismanaged, that's one way to put it, the company into the situation you are all witnessing. So today I am sharing the difficult news that VShojo is shutting down because there's no money to keep running. And I take full responsibility for the decisions that led to this point. I read that as I am going to be the scapegoat because, yeah, I just read it as I'm taking responsibility. I'm going to be the scapegoat because I'm sorry, it is not just, it is an amalgamation. It is a group of decisions from multiple people that were bad at their jobs in order for all of this to happen. Okay? I've been doing everything I can to fundraise and right the ship these past few months. But despite my efforts, we are in a worse position, and those I care about are now paying the price. Well, maybe if you wouldn't have, I don't know, spent money putting posters on and fucking railways in Japan, maybe some of that money could have actually went to the talent. And with as much as you guys were taking from your talents, it being revealed from Bao that they wanted a 50-50 split with her when they tried to recruit her, when the industry standard, as I understand it, is 85-15, maybe 80-20, that it seems very strange that if you sucker the people into these contracts, you know, the whole quote-unquote talent first bullshit, maybe, just maybe, you would have some money. Where did the money go? That's my question. Where did all of this money that these girls have earned go? Over the past few years, we raised around $11 million to pursue a bold, talent-first approach in VTubing.
Whew, that's a lot of bullshit.
Yeah. Prioritizing creators and community over short-term profits. Well, apparently not. To achieve long-term sustainability, our funding went directly to our creators through generous splits. Yeah, like I said, generous splits, like that 50-50 split that apparently was in their standard contracts. Not the standard of 85-15 or 80-20 like it is with the majority of these things. No, for them it was 50-50. They're right. It was very generous. It was generous to them, not to the girls and not to the talent. Let's see here. Debut investments, infrastructure. What infrastructure? This is an entirely online type of business. There should be no quote-unquote actual infrastructure. No buildings, no nothing. Literally, we pay an artist who apparently a lot of artists didn't get paid, so that's not fucking surprising either. So there shouldn't be any. Concerts, events, and staffing. Staffing for what? Staffing for the events? Staffing for their office building? I kind of don't really think there should be staffing for an office building, but hey, that's just me, I guess. All designed to support them. No, all designed to drain money from the talent. We also wanted talent to own their IP, which is the only good thing I think that came out of VShojo, is maybe, hopefully, future VTubers and talents will say, hey, you know what? I am not going to sign with any corporation. Matter of fact, I probably shouldn't sign with any corporation anyway. Any corporation that says they're going to own my IP. I will own my IP 100% in and out of the gate no matter what. That should be an industry standard, period. Now, if you go to a corporation and you already have an IP, and they help you get a better model and stuff like that, then yeah, you should probably have some way to pay them back for that model. You know, say like it's an idea of they're just loaning you the money for the model. I think that would be fair. Or, as they say, like I said before, the standard of 85-15% split, they go ahead and push it up to the 80-20 split until you've paid off that model in like a year or whatever, just depending on how much money you make. I think that would be fair. But moving on, which we knew was unique, was a unique creator-first approach for an agency. At the time, yeah, it was. And like I said, it should be a standard. However, despite all our efforts, the business failed to generate the revenue. And this is the key word here. Revenue, not profit. It should be to generate the profit. Because that's when you know a company is actually working. When it generates a profit. You can generate revenue many ways and still not be making any money. And keep your business afloat. We needed to sustain that model, and eventually we ran out of money. Which right there, the words "we ran out of money" tells me they are going to, what, kids? Probably file for bankruptcy. That's right. They are gonna lay on the girls because, well, unfortunately, once they file for bankruptcy, to my understanding anyway, the girls, there were probably majority of which weren't paid since September of 2024, are going to lose out on all of that money no matter what they do. They can sue, they can scream, they can complain, they can do whatever, but as soon as they file for bankruptcy, that puts a hold on all of those things, and they can make that bankruptcy filing last for years. So, just another way that VShojo just is gonna fuck those girls. One last time before they head out the fucking door. Yep. That's how I read that anyway. Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity. Well, the majority of the money is raised in connection with talent activity. That's kind of how your company should work. But let's see what else he says here, because this is important, okay? Because he was the president. And he had no idea where this comes from, which I later learned was intended for a charitable initiative. At the time, we were working hard to raise additional investment capital to cover costs And I firmly believe, based on the information available to us, that we would be able to cover all expenses. So, this doesn't sound like, to me, like he's really saying, oh, it's okay. What this sounds like to me is he's trying to say, oh, you know that $500,000? I didn't know where it came from. I thought it was just there and everything. But in the very next sentence, he says, whatever is it? I firmly believe, based on information available to us, that we could, or that we would, be able to do so and cover all expenses, which tells me he knew. He knew exactly where that money was coming from. He knew exactly where it came from. And what did he do? He spent it anyway because he thought, it's like a gambler. Holy shit. Yeah, he's like a fucking gambler, right? You're like, oh, well, I'm down all this money and I've only got $500,000. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to go bet $500,000 on the roulette table and we're going to bet it all on black. And then we'll be able to pay back the $500,000 that is not ours to spend in the first fucking place. It's weird how that seems to work out. It's not your money to spend in the first place, but you're still going to go ahead and do it, right? You're still going to go ahead and spend money that's not yours. You're still going to spend money allotted for charity, which your company full well knew was allotted for charity, and then claim that you had no idea. For some reason, there's a thing I'm trying to think of. Give me a second here.
A few moments later.
Oh yeah, charity fraud, which is a fucking felony. So I hope you all, every one of you, spend some nice quality time behind bars. Because you fucking deserve it. Wholeheartedly. You deserve that shit. And I'm not even gonna be like, oh, well, I guess maybe somebody should pay for it. No. They deserve to spend time behind bars. They deserve to not have their bankruptcy approved, because you still have to have it approved. Just because you file for it doesn't mean you get it. Let's finish this thing here. I made the decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. You own the consequences of not being able to pursue funding because you're a moron. Sure, I guess, whatever. Moving on. I am deeply sorry to all the talent, staff, friends, and community members who believed in our brand. You do not deserve this. Corporal speak, corporal speak, corporal speak. But what do some of the girls have to say here? Because, yeah, they have a lot to say. Let's see. Zen? What does Zen have to say? I've been trying to figure out what to say. I'm not going to read the entire statement because Zen's statement is like fucking long as shit, and yeah. Why did you keep dodging my messages and concerns? When I wanted to do one-on-ones, you kept dodging or gave me a short corporate answer, even when I was under immense pressure from the community for answers about auditions. Well, now we know. Because they had no actual answers. From Henya. I had a wonderful time while I was in there, so because of that, it hurts my heart a lot. My community and my friends don't deserve this. This is true. From Shy Lily, who was actually very smart, we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. Whether you've somehow been bleeding 11 million while maintaining the most successful, and biggest VTuber roster in Western English history. Yeah. And I figured that'd all just go away on its own. Oh, to spew bullshit so confidently. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what the girls all have to say. Like from Case on, why didn't you let us know the situation when you realized the situation was going on? Yeah. Haruku, we trusted you. I'm sure, and I feel so hurt and betrayed. I'm sure all of those girls feel absolutely hurt and betrayed. What a fucking a bunch of shit. And, I've got, well, at least for now anyway, I've got nothing else on this particular thing. We are going to look at Silverville's reaction, or now that she can speak on this, we'll look at that here in a little bit. But in any case, if you've liked what I've done so far, do me the giant favor of hitting those like and subscribe buttons and all of those fun things. And as usual, as Ludwig says, let's up those numbers! Do me the giant favor of hitting those like and subscribe buttons on YouTube, the follow buttons on the Twitch and the Kick, and I will see you for another stream, another video, another day. Thank you. Bye-bye.